Hello all, Jamie Rogers here for Craftmania. Today we thought we ought to share some last minute Christmas ideas. There's a whole series of these videos and we're hoping to just give you a little bit of inspiration on how you could make some quick last minute Christmas cards. We're now in November, we know it's coming. If you're like me, you might have hid from it for a little too long. We now need some simple ideas or maybe some fresh ideas for cards to make for our loved ones. Now, everything I use in today's video will be uploaded to our craftmaniacrafts.com website. If you go on there, there's a little drop down section of menus all the way across the top. There's one called As Seen on TV. I realise we're not on TV, but for easiness, we've popped a little folder in there. If you click on it, it'll drop down and you want to head for the one that says November-YouTube-last minute Christmas ideas. And everything we use on our last minute Christmas ideas videos will be added into that as we upload our videos. And there's a lot of discounts on bits as well, so you really do want to go check that out and get your bits and bobs ordered. We'll chat more about how you can order and all your shipping prices and that at the end of the video, but what we're going to do is we're going to crack on and we're going to show you how to make this card. Now, as I'm talking about this one, and we can see on here we've got some lovely edges and different bits and bobs. Pete, who is our lovely cameraman, might actually be able to show you over a few of the other cards that I've created using edges and bits to give you a few inspirational ideas. Several of these you may have already seen or may see on upcoming last minute Christmas idea videos. So do keep your eyes out for these to be appearing throughout November, just to give you a bit of inspiration in the run up to our Christmas season. But all of these are using the Word Christmas Edges by Paper Cuts. It's a marvellous collection. These ones, pretty much all of them, other than the Snowman and the Heavenly Bells, I believe come out this year. And these are the Word ones that have gone with it. On this card, we're going to be using the Winter Wonderland and the lovely Ice Skate Boot as well. So really good fun. What I thought I ought to do to start off with is show you how they actually work and cut. Basically, this is a Paper Cuts die. Paper Cuts dies are very clever. 50% of the die will cut out from the top of it, 50% will cut out from below the line, giving you two different effects. So one is a cutout aperture, one is a stand-up item. They're edger dies, which means that there are extension blades either side of the die cut, meaning that they will actually stay on your cards if you wanted to use them on the edge of a card, like this one up here perhaps. They will actually stay on the edge of your card, so you can cut them into the front of your card and create apertures, or you can trim them out. So what we're going to do, just for quick and ease, is show you just on a square of card. I'm going to pop my die in roughly in the middle here. I'm going to add just a little bit of tape at the top to hold it in place. Although I have got, I'm using my new machine actually. So I have got a magnetic sheet here, actually as part of my machine. You may have seen our recent YouTube video where we talk more in depth about the tools we've had arrive in store recently. But this is our A5 cutting machine, which actually comes with a magnetic sheet on it, so it will hold our die in place nicely. We're going to pop our plate on top of that and we'll send this through. If you haven't seen the video about this machine, this one's $79.99 is its recommended retail price, but at the moment we actually have it on offer for only $67.99. As you can see, it's incredibly easy to use and does a really good job of cutting. So let's have a little look-see. We can take this here and pop that off. We'll remove our tape from the top part. There we go. We'll just bring in a pair of scissors. Because we've got to the extension blades, we're just going to trim this bit to remove the top part. That's the bit that gives us the freedom to leave it in our card if we want to. And as we can see, all of these bits will just pop out for us to have our lovely edger effect. So these really are incredibly quick dies. They give you the effect of paper cutting, which is normally done with a knife. But obviously you don't have to do that. You can just use your die, send it through your machine, one pass through your machine, you've got delicate cut work. Paper cuts do a whole host of different styles of dies, but these edges are truly one of my favourites. I think they're ingenious. And you've probably seen a lot of cards I've shared with these over the last year or so, but they're just good fun. So we're going to move on and we're going to have a little look at these. And we're going to bring in our Winter Wonderland one to begin with. So we're going to, again, trim off our top part. So this is another one of the choices you have from these. The Winter Wonderland I think is lovely. I think this would be really nice for scrapbooking as well, actually. As somebody who loves their scrapbooking effects, I could see that I would use this underneath my scrapbook pages or in photo frames through the Christmas season maybe, as well as cards as well, obviously. I'm going to pop that down onto a piece of white paper, and the effect we're going to use on these, because if you remember the card, we have this really lovely sparkly effect going all over the card, and this is obviously the bit we're starting with down the front here. This is using our Opal Blaze. Now this is a cosmic shimmer product, and these are such fun. I believe there's 7 colours. I'm going off on a tangent here because I can never remember colour amounts. But I think there's 7 colours. We're today looking at 4 of them. These will be on offer in your last minute Christmas ideas page on the website. So you can get these ones with a bit of a saving thanks to this video. This is how they're going to work for you. So Opal Blaze is great. It will actually go on white or dark card, but on dark card you get more shades coming from it. So they give you up to, I believe it's 6 different effects in each jar. So that means the colour will radiate out, giving you different shades. I actually really like it on white card as well as dark card, so hence why we're doing it on the white card today. The colours are Gilded Avocado for the top one, Golden Blackberry for this side one, Teal Raspberry at the base here, and Sunset Orange from this side as well. They also come in touch tips too, as well as the little jars. Up to you which format you prefer, depending on what you're aiming to do with them. But for today, we're going to be looking at them in the jar format. So once we open these up, our little product is actually inside the jar. So that one is our Golden Blackberry. Let's head on forwards. This one is our lovely Gilded Avocado. Let's find the colour we want to use. Oh, let's go into this one. And what have we got in this one? Oh, this one is our lovely Sunset Orange. Let's do a bit of Sunset Orange, shall we? So what we're going to do is we're going to stipple with these. So you can use them with a smoothie, you can use them with the tip of your finger and go in and pick them up and highlight areas with them like that if you want to. Or if we prefer, we can go in with a stipple brush. Let's go into this jar. Oh, this one looks lovely. This one is our Teal Raspberry actually. So let's go for that. We're going to use our stencil brush. We're going to pick up our colour on the tip of our brush. We're going to take off any excess because we don't want too much. And then we're literally just going to take it and stipple over the top of our wording. So we're not going to do too much of an area with this. Now if you want to, you could mix your colours. So don't feel you've got to stick to just one colourway, but literally just highlight as much or as little as you wish. Now obviously giving you the freedom to use this on different colour cardstock, you're going to receive different effects. So maybe like dark burgundies, Christmas greens, if we're still doing the Christmas bit, could look really lovely. You could just go in and highlight just your snowflake areas with this if you wanted to. But it's going to take your inexpensive plain cardstock and give it a really nice pearl finish. So we're just going to do a little bit of this just so you can see the effect really. When we lift that up, hopefully you're now seeing the light really dancing off of them colours. All of that interference mica really giving you a lovely shimmer and sparkle. So that one, just to give you an idea, was the Teal Raspberry. Obviously we weren't aiming to use this as a stencil, but there's no waste because of the bit that you're left with comes out really nice and effective. So if you wanted to, you could pop a piece of dark card under this, and then when you stencil through it, you're going to get a 2-for-1 effect from them, and everything then has a use too. So there are your 4 different colours of these. Oh, come back, there we go, we'll pop that one on there. Put these to one side before I forget them, get them in a mess, and we'll move on to the next bit. Get rid of that as well. Oh, actually, what I didn't tell you about is how we could dress this up further. So on my one, you're going to notice that we have this, so this is one I've done already. We also have a bit of detail going across here, this lovely glitter effect, and a little addition to our snowflake here. This is using our twinkles. This again will be on offer in your last minute Christmas ideas section of the website. This is Polar White Twinkles, and this is just a really solid white colouring. So we can start that off. It has a really nice ultra fine nozzle to it, and we can literally just go in and go straight over the top here and pick up that detailing of the line to segregate the 2 words if we wish to. And then on like my last one, we did a little dot in the middle of the snowflake. You could continue this onto the edges to look like snow if you wanted to. The choice really is yours, but it's just a really good quality glitter glue that's going to give you that solid snow effect direct from the bottle. So really easy to use. You can even write with these. You can apply these with your brushes as well if you don't want a solid line. So if like on the edge here we wish to, we could go in and stipple this out instead and end up with like a really nice snowy glittery effect. Obviously we've got a bit of the opal in there as well, so a nice way to mix your products too. Don't ever feel you've got to follow the rules. There's no reason why you can't play around and mix your products together like we have on this one to get that glitter effect. Do make sure that you wash your brushes because obviously it is a glue and I don't want you to damage your brushes. So now we'll pop that to one side and we're going to go in and actually start building our card. So if we remember here, we have lots of framework going on, building up our different components. So for this, what I have done is I've taken lots of noble frames and I have already cut them, giving me two different effects. So we've got the piercing on the outside and the inside, and I've layered these up with some foam tape. And we're going to go in and we're going to get our Winter Wonderland and we're going to pop that on, just coming up from the edge down here. So that's at the base of our frame. We're then going to take our next frame and we're going to bring in some Cosmic Shimmer glue here. So this is actually brilliant and worth mentioning. You may have seen my post about this. Cosmic Shimmer have changed the nozzle for their glues. So this is your large bottle of glue. This again is actually an offer at the moment. And if I remember rightly, it's £7.64, but please don't quote me on that one, I'm pretty sure it is. They've actually changed it. So we now have an ultrafine nozzle on the top with a little clear lid. Now you may have seen me mention this before. Actually in my workroom, I've glued my clear lid down to the desk and I keep my bottles that way up so that the glue is always at the tip and ready to use. Just make sure that you put your bottle firmly into the holder when you do this, because if you don't, you'll come back and your whole little cup bit will be filled full of glue. So do make sure it is pushed in there nice and properly, but it will keep your glue ready to go at the end. And you'll also find that there's no blockages, because in your little lid here, we have a little cup style piece in there, which keeps your glue from drying in the nozzle. So really good investment if you haven't seen these before. We're just going to add a bit of the Cosmic Shimmer glue going across here around the edge from where we've covered up our foam tape. And we're going to bring this one in and we're going to line it up with the next frame down. Now, if you was doing this at home and you want this much depth, but you don't want to play around with cutting so many frames or lining them up, then you could of course just add foam tape. But to save you watching me just add endless foam tape throughout this video, if I add it to a frame, I can take it and I can peel it off quicker, and it saves you having to watch it being placed each time. So that's why we're doing this. For our next level, what I've done, so this is going to be the bit that goes behind the Winter Wonderland. I've just taken a piece of white card, I've trimmed a little snow line across the top, and then I've added in a snow effect using my lovely polar white twinkles once again. And we're going to bring this in and we're going to pop it behind our Winter Wonderland, going up there, lovely, and we can pop that down on top. Then again, we're going to add in a bit more glue to cover that up. We're not worried about if we go over the edges at this point, because we can come in with a pair of scissors in a minute and trim all of that out of the way. And then we're going to bring on our next frame and pop that on, trying to line them all up as we go. And then we're going to go in, and the next one is one of my all-time favourites. I think this is gorgeous. So our next die cut that we're going to be using is called Winter Cheer, which is another one of our edges. Now, this is a one I've treated with my opal blaze again, so you can really see the lovely difference between the opal blaze and the white cardstock on this one. I've also added in some more of my polar white twinkles to give it that nice little sparkle. Now, although this one's got the word Winter Cheer on it, you're going to remember from my card, we didn't see that. That's because of this snow mound that we've just added. It's going to cover that up. So we're going to bring this in and we're going to cover the word in, and we're going to pick that up just in the right place, just so we've covered the words and we can stick with our Winter Wonderland being the words that we see, because I felt that was a nicer addition to this card. We're then going to do exactly the same again. We're just going to add a bit of glue over the sides so that we have some glue going onto our next frame down. And we're going to bring that one in and pop that on the top here. Now, of course, this technique could be done with any of the paper cuts. We do literally, well, I wouldn't even like to guess how many, but there are flowers, there are fairies, there are all different expressions and words. There are so many edges on the Craftmania website, you're going to be impressed to go and see them all. Then what we're going to do, so we're going to leave that just to one side for 1 second, because we've got to the point now we're going to put our backing on here, which is the bit we're going to see. So I'm going to jump ahead, and I've already taken a piece of white card and I've scored this on my scoreboard at every ½ centimetre. Now, I really like doing this because it gives you that sort of ribbed effect, which just prevents it from being plain card at the back of your pictures or your background, but not so heavy that it detracts from what's in front of it. And I don't know if you see our recent tool video that we uploaded, but we have 2 new scoreboards that you might wish to check out. 1 centimetres, 1 inches. They also give you box guides, envelope guides. The tool comes available, or actually in with it as well. They're really good quality scoreboards. Do make sure you check them out on the website because they're really good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a bit more to this. So we're going to bring in our Glitter Kiss. Now, Glitter Kiss is amazing. This is our Frosty Sparkle colouring, and it's literally Christmas in a jar, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's like glitter glue, but actually in a jar format. And we have a individual little applicator built into the lid. So we literally just pop that out and we can go in and pick the product up. So I'm going to build a little ramp on the side of my jar here. This has been well used. You can see I love this product. We're going to build a little ramp on the side there, just so my applicator has a nice covering, but not too heavy. And I'm not aiming to cover the whole of the card so it's all covered in glitter, but we're just going to brush this across and we're going to highlight them lines. So this will build up. The more you do it, the more it builds up. If I wanted to cover the whole background, so you know if you've not seen Glitter Kiss before, because this comes in lots of different colours, normally what you would do is you would go across it in one direction. So as I am here, we're going across left to right, and you would build up your lines so that they're nice and sort of there. And then you twist your card and you change direction, and then you would go across it in this direction. Now, if it starts to become too wet and you start just moving it from place to place, stop and let it dry. And basically the glue that's in the product will actually start to magnetize your next level of product as you go over the top of it, and it will start welding together to give you a really filled in background of glitter. But as I said, I'm not aiming to cover all of it. We just want a loose covering to give us a bit of a sparkle. We're only going to see the top half, so we don't need to worry about doing all of it anyway. But it's a really good product for that. You can also go in and hook a bit out with a paintbrush, mix it with some water and paint with this as well. So if you want to just have subtle glittery effects, maybe to the tips of your flowers or borders or highlights, you could go in and do that, and that would be really nice. So before actually we finish that, I know one element I forgot. I always do this, I get so carried away and go off in advance and forget something. So on the top of our frame, just before we put our background on, we're also going to bring in a border, and this is a Sue Wilson die that again will be available on the website, and it will be reduced in the last minute Christmas ideas section. So everything will have about 15% off, so it's a good time to get them. But this is a really nice border. It actually comes with backings to go behind the holly and a little die to do your berries as well. But all we're going to do is take two of these and stick them together so that it becomes a bigger border. One simply wouldn't have been enough to stretch across my frame, but if we was to take two and add them together, which is really easy to do, we can see that we can make this into a much larger border. So again, if you're into scrapbooking, or you want to make wraparounds maybe for your candles or the edges of your crackers or your gift boxes, you could just join and join and join and join this to make as long as border as you want to do. Again, I've already pre-prepared one of these, and on this one I've just taken the Polar White Twinkles and gone over where the holly berries would be, just to keep in with that white on white theme. And we're going to bring this in and we're going to pop this coming across the top of our frame. So that can go just coming down at the back there, building more depth. Now I've gone a bit high with what I'm doing, so I'm not going to worry too much about seeing the berries. I'm going to trim off the edges here just with a pair of scissors to remove them. Now you might, I don't know how well the speaker is on this or the microphone, you might be able to hear some fireworks going off in the background. I promise that isn't something we've arranged, but it is quite nice to see them. So we're not going to moan too much. But it is getting a bit late in the month now, isn't it? We are a bit further on in November now, but at the time of filming this video. So a bit of Cosmic Shimmer glue over the top of those, and then we're going to bring in our level, and we're going to, or our background, and we're going to pop that on the top here, going down all the sides there. Now, of course, if you wanted to, another idea is we could have put some acetate in the very front of our scene, and we could have turned this into a shaker card. So something like our little glass beads, or maybe our frosted sparkle glitter bits that are both available on the website, or some of the glitter jewels could have really made a nice snow effect in here as well. So if you want to add more to this project, don't be afraid to do so. We're then going to go in and load this onto our card. So let's just get rid of this piece of paper for the second. We're going to use our Cosmic Shimmer glue once again to go over the background here. Such a nice strong glue, this one. And there we go. Now on my layers already, you're going to notice that I've got a piece of vanilla cardstock, which is one of our Foundations Pearl cardstock, piece of bright white Foundations cardstock, and then we're going to pop this just in the middle, or actually slightly off to the top, thinking about it. We'll pop that down there, and then we're going to add a couple more decorations. Now these are quite crucial that we talk about these. This is a cut and lift poinsettia die. These have been discontinued by Creative Expressions. When they're gone, they're gone. They have a few more of them left. We have a few more of them left. But when they are gone, they are gone. So do get hold of this one pretty quickly, especially if you want to use it for years to come. I think it's really lovely. I love the way it lifts up. It's screaming out to be coloured with your glitter kisses or your opal polishes, opal blaze, whatever you wish to add to it, but it's just really pretty. One of the bits I also like with it is if you don't want to have it as a cut-in die, like these are, I'll show you on the larger one because it might be easier for you to see. We can go in with a pair of scissors and we can literally trim off the outer working so we have it just as a standard poinsettia die cut. So if you want to stack these or layer them or just use them just as a single flower head, it's really easy for you to be able to do that. So you're sort of getting the cut and lift effect and a standard poinsettia in one die for the same money, which is always really good, isn't it? And then we're going to bring that in and we're just going to pop this on the very front of our card. And then we'll jump ahead to the one I've already done just to show you how we can finish this off even further. So I'll pop that down there just as an idea. And then we'll bring this one in because on this one, you're going to notice I've also added in a few little tweaks as well. And these tweaks come in with that poinsettia set. So you've got them already with that and it will just fill out that area at the bottom of your card slightly more. But hopefully that's give you a little bit of inspiration on what you could be creating last minute as we're on the run up to Christmas. Now, as I mentioned, all of the items that we've had a little look at in this video are on offer on the Create and Craft website. Oh, sorry, not Create and Craft. Forget where I am. Craftmania website, that's the one. On the Craftmania website, it's craftmaniacrafts.com and you can pop on there and get hold of them. You can also take advantage of our November offer, whereby if you spend over £10 at the moment, you receive a free die. Now, at the time of filming, we have the cake die on offer for you, but this will change. To be honest, we had a sleigh die at the beginning of the month. We've already run out of that. We've now moved on to our cake die. There are more planned to replace this one when it sells out, I hear. So if this one has gone, you may be onto a new version. But throughout the month of November, when you spend £10, one of these will be added directly into your parcel. You don't need to comment, you don't need to put in a coupon code, you don't need to do anything. It will just go straight into your parcel. And so you can see which design you're going to be receiving. When you go onto the website, a little pop-up box will come up and show you the current die that we are offering. And we will hope to put that one in your parcel for you. So another little bonus from us to you. So check out the website, www.craftmaniacrafts.com. Don't forget to get your free die if you can get it ordered in November 2020. Last thing to tell you about is how you can order. Obviously, you can order online, you can order via the phone. Our phone number is 01493 843 666 and you can order from 9 AM to 7 PM all week long. Lastly, P&P. If you spend over £5, your P&P is completely free in the UK. If you're shopping with us internationally, not a problem. Your P&P is capped at just £10. If it's cheaper than £10 to post it to you, we'll actually refund you the difference. If it costs more than £10 to post to you, then we here at Craftmania will pay that for you. In complete honesty with you, the average parcel costs about £24. Takes about 2 weeks to reach you, depending on where you are in the world. But as I say, we will actually pay the difference for you, so you don't have to worry about that. I hope you've enjoyed today's little video. Do tune in for more of these as we are on the run up through November to the Christmas season. And if you've got any questions at all, please don't hesitate to pop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.